Hello, we have come to part 4 of photosynthesis, that is dark reaction. Let us revise what we have learnt in light reaction and what we are going to learn in dark reaction. So again the same diagram, light dependent reaction, light independent reaction, that is dark reaction. The light independent reactions are called as the dark reaction, and these are the light dependent reactions. So whatever that is formed during light reactions like ATP and NADPH will be utilized in the dark reaction, and that's why this are also known as biosynthetic phase of the photosynthesis. There is a formation of carbohydrate, so synthesis is there, that's why it is a biosynthetic reaction also, with the byproduct as water, and there is a utilization of CO2. Now our reaction of photosynthesis is very clear. CO2 plus H2O in presence of light give rise to oxygen and water and carbohydrate. So now these all are the raw materials, and these are the products, final products of the photosynthesis process. So again let us revise what is the difference. Sunlight is needed, not needed, take place in grana, stroma. Water is a raw material, CO2 is a raw material. ATP and NADPH2 are final end products, but here glucose is a final end product. Now, so after light reaction, the final products of light reaction, they come out of the thylakoid, and they now enter into the stroma. And in the stroma, these reactions are going to take place. These reactions were discovered by Blackman, but finally it was made into a cyclic form, and with the help of radioisotopes it was discovered, and a final diagram was made by Melvin Kelvin, and hence the cycle is named with his name's title. Okay, the this is also called as C3 cycle, or C means here not Kelvin, but this means carbon, 3 carbon cycle. It is also called as photosynthetic carbon reduction cycle, because there is a reduction of carbon dioxide into carbohydrate. So that's why we call this as the reducing, or CnH2n and ON is there. That's why we call it as a photosynthetic carbon reduction cycle and reductive pentose pathway. This is also another name. The pentose sugar, that is 5-RUBP, is being 5 carbon atom is being used. That's where it is also named as reductive pentose pathway. Now let us come to the major part of this cycle, that is called Calvin cycle. Just after World War II, among several efforts to put radioisotopes, so radioisotope studies, when they were discovered, and they were not only for the World War or war type of material, but it was used for beneficial work by Melvin Kelvin. So use of radioactive carbon-14 on algal photosynthesis. Chlorella was the subject of study, and these studies led to the discovery that first carbon dioxide fixation product was a 3 carbon atom, and 3 carbon organic acid. This 3 carbon, what was this 3 carbon organic acid, that we will study later. Okay, so after doing this work, he also contributed to the working out of complete biosynthetic pathway, and hence we call it as a Kelvin cycle. So it is also now discovered that only this 3-phosphoglyceric acid or the 3-carbon organic acid is not formed in all the plant, but some plant they have a different first product of fixation of carbon dioxide that can be 4 carbon. So accordingly, we can classify the plants into C4 plants and C3 plants. But majority of the plant they have 3 carbon fixation, first fixation product, and some of them they have 4 carbon. So plants can be divided into C3 plants and C4 plant based on the first CO2 fixation product. So let us come to the C3 cycle first, because majority of plant they perform this cycle. So the first step of this is carboxylation. Carboxylation is a fixation of carbon dioxide. So this is a fixation of carbon dioxide into a stable intermediate. So here if you see it like this, we'll see that the first carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is reacting with the RUBP, ribulose biphosphate, and this is a 5 carbon compound, uh, ribulose biphosphate. So this is a 5 carbon compound. This 5 carbon compound react with 1 carbon compound carbon dioxide and then splits into 2 carbon compounds or 2 into 3 phosphoglycerate. Okay, so this is a organic intermediate where carbon dioxide is utilized for the carboxylation of RUBP. RUBP carboxylation. This reaction is catalyzed by the enzyme RUBP carboxylase. So we can write here the enzyme that is used is RUBP carboxylase. Okay. So here it is carboxylase. Please be very careful about the terminology carboxylase, because it is doing a reaction or it is catalyzing a reaction of carbon dioxide and RUBP. Sometimes the increase in oxygen concentration, the RUBP, same RUBP act as an oxygenase also. So instead of catalyzing carbon dioxide, they act as a oxygenase. So that's why RUBP has a dual role then, and it can carboxylize or carboxylase as well as oxygenase. That's why the term has been given as Rubisco, carboxylase oxygenase. But here we will be using in 3 carbon compound only carboxylase. Okay. Now 2 molecules of 3 phosphoglycerate are formed by the fixation of RUBP. So this is because this is a 3 carbon compound, that's why we call this cycle as C3 cycle. Okay, we call this C3 cycle. If this had been a 4 carbon compound, then we would have given the name as C4. Then 3 phosphoglycerate will be reduced by the utilization of ATP and NADPH. So ATP and NADPH will undergo phosphorylation, and 2 of NADPH, so 2 molecules of ATP. So here again we will have 2 molecules of ATP and 2 molecules of NADPH per CO2 molecule is fixed, and this reduction will take place, and this will undergo 6 cycles. The 6th cycle will start, and 6th cycle will give rise to a sucrose or starch. a first intermediate product is formed that is called triose phosphate, and there will be final sucrose and starch formation will take place. So how many cycles are needed here? 6 turns of cycle are taking place. After reduction, there is a regeneration of RUBP, so that again the cycle continues and more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere is fixed to form the sucrose. So regeneration of CO2 molecule RUBP is crucial as it provides uninterrupted regeneration. The regeneration step require 1 ATP. So 1 ATP is being used for the phosphorylation of RUBP. So this completes the 3-step Kelvin cycle, that is carboxylation, fixation of carbon dioxide, reduction of 3-phosphoglycerate into triose phosphate, and this will continue to form, and then there is a regeneration step number 3, and then again regeneration of ribulose 1,5-bisphosphate. Finally, we see that there is 6 CO2 are involved to form one glucose molecule. There are 18 ATPs are used. This is 2 ATP, and this is 2 NADPH, and this is 1. So total we have 3 ATP. Okay, 3 ATPs are used into how many times? 6 times. So then that's why we are using how many? 18 ATPs. 18 ATP. Okay. Then 2 NADPH is used for how many times? 2 NADPH is used for 6 times. So 6 times the cycle will work, hence it is 6 equal to 12 NADPH are used. And because NADPH is used and it is reduced, the hydrogen is liberated and NADP is formed. So this shows the full utilization of all the NADPH and ATP that was formed in light reaction. So here from light reaction, the dark reaction is completed. So without light reaction there will be no dark reaction. So both of them, they are providing raw materials to each other. Okay, so this shows the complete process of photosynthesis. Thank you.